Woohoo! The BTS army. I have to say though, they're very sad lyrics, aren't they? Kia ora and welcome back. My name's Zoe Stebe, your vocal coach for today. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at BTS singing Spring Day. Now, this is my part 3 of their Tiny Desk concert. So if you want to check out the other videos, then head up here to my BTS playlist. Over time, I'm going to be adding more because they're so incredible when they start doing more performances. But let's get to Spring Day. Before I get to the video, I just want to say these guys are the luckiest 7 musicians ever because they have such amazing fans. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And I love discovering BTS with you and figuring out what they're up to with their voices. This is so much fun, honestly. I have got the captions on. I'm not a very good multitasking genius, but I will try. For you. Let's get to Spring Day. Woohoo!
So let's go together. Let's go.
보고 싶다 이렇게 말하니까 더 보고 싶다 너의 사진을 보고 있어도 보고 싶다 너무 약속한 시간 나는 우리가 밉다 이제 얼굴 한번 보는 것조차 힘들어진 우리가
여긴 온통 겨울뿐이야 8월에도 겨울이 와 마음은 시간이 달려가네 홀로 남은 설국 열차 네 손 잡고 지구 반대편까지 가 겨울을 끝내고파 그리움들이 얼마나 눈처럼 내려 그 봄날이 올까
허공에 떠도는 잘긴 먼지처럼 작은 먼지처럼
날리는 눈이 나라면 조금 더 빨리 내게 닿을 수 있을 텐데 눈꽃이 떨어져요 더 조금씩 멀어져요 보고 싶다 보고 싶다 보고 싶다 보고 싶다 얼마나 기다려야 또 몇 밤을 더 세워야 널 보게 될까 널 보게 될까 만나게 될까 만나게 될까
I'm finding it very difficult to read the lyrics because they're right at the bottom of the screen and look at what they're doing, listen to their voices. There's so much going on all at once. I will say though, I am absolutely loving that these 3 songs for their Tiny Desk concert were so completely different. Now, I know that that's often the way programs are built. When you're thinking about a concert where you've only got to sing 3 songs, you plan it that way. But I find that really fantastic that a boy band has such a wide range of music available to them. Often it comes from the studio that they have to sing a particular way. And I really like that they're being allowed to express themselves as well individually, right? Because they have solo careers and they've brought out music themselves, which I think is also very, very cool. Well, I'm trying to think of like what can I say about like what they're doing. I think for the moment, I'm just going to keep playing because I'm really enjoying the song. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And the sentiment is so lovely behind it. It's so nice. Oh, let's just keep listening.
그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘
We miss you, army.
네가 변한 건지
Woohoo! The BTS army. I'm sure that they miss performing in front of a live audience, but I'm fairly certain. I think that now they've started again, right? Though, let me know down in the comments if there's been some like new performances coming up again. We're getting back to a semblance of normality, which is really exciting for music. Really, really, really exciting. I will admit it's a little bit tricky to kind of like comment on the actual singing because until now, nothing's really happened particularly different in the songs. It's a lovely ballad, and you can hear that the one on the far right, he just sang the end of the chorus. To be honest, I could hear a lot of the track and less of his actual voice. So I don't really want to say like what he's getting up to with his voice because I couldn't quite hear it very well. Let's keep listening to BTS.
네가 변한 건지
네가 변한 건지
아니면 내가 변한 건지
내가 변한 건지
이 순간 흐르는 시간조차 미워 우리가 변한 거지 뭐 모두가 그런 거지 그래 미안 네가 난 떠났지만 단 하루도 너 잊은 적이 없었지 난 솔직히 버릇이 또
너를
이만하지
지울게
이제는 원망하기보다 널하지
널 풀어내본 연기처럼 하얀 연기처럼 말로는 지운다 해도 사실 난 아직 널 보내지 못하는데
눈꽃이 떨어져요 더 조금씩 멀어져요 보고 싶다
보고 싶다
보고 싶다
보고 싶다
얼마나 기다려야 또 몇 밤을 더 세워야 널 보게 될까
널 보게 될까
만나게 될까
만나게 될까
You know
Oh, it's. I have to really admit, this is a real challenge to like pay attention to the words and what's happening with their voices. I'm not going to say too much about it right now. I'm going to go and have another listen to it again. And then I'm going to talk about it at the very end, okay? Check out the timestamps in the description because at the moment I am like really invested in these lyrics and trying to read along. I have to say though, they're very sad lyrics, aren't they? They're very, I'll erase you, but it will cause me too much pain not to erase you. Oh, that's so sad. Did they write the song? Who wrote the song? Let me know down in the comments because I'd love to know because I find that really interesting sometimes. Anyway, let's keep watching because I'm really enjoying the song. Love it. It's definitely going to be a bit of an earworm. That's what they say in German, an Ohrwurm, and it's going to stay in my head. Da 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 da.
만나게 될까
You know it all You're my best friend 하지만 다시 올 거야
어떤 어둠도 어떤 계절도 영원할 순 없는 꽃이 피나봐요 이 겨울도 빛이 나요 보고 싶다
보고 싶다
보고 싶다
보고 싶다 조금만 기다리면 며칠 밤만 더 세우면 만나러 갈게 데리러 갈게
추운 겨울의 끝을 지나 다시 봄날이 올 때까지 꽃 피울 때까지 그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘
Oh no, I know it's like, why did you stop it there? My camera ran out and I was too busy waving along that I completely didn't see it. So I'm going to just rewind a little bit and watch that again. That's what happens when you get way too into the song. Oh wow, oh wow.
그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘
what a touching song. It's really, really lovely. You can see there as well from like their posture and from the way that they're singing. This song isn't particularly difficult for them. It sits right in the middle of the range. It's around where they speak. And I mean, I'm assuming that it's around where they're speaking because, you know, they've said like a couple of words in between the songs. And that's what it sounds like to me. But obviously I'd have to dive into it a little bit deeper and like look at some interviews with them as well. I think what happens is in this song is the vocals are a little bit easier because, as you've said before, they're usually dancing and everything like that as well. And what happens is when the singing is a little bit easier or the melody line is not quite as complicated, we end up listening to the lyrics more. So you'll notice that quite a lot in folk music, for example, where basically every single verse and chorus extends the story and it keeps going. The melody doesn't like go, woo! And go and do crazy things with massive melismas and everything. It tends to repeat itself. And that's the same thing with this song. It's repeating itself so that we concentrate more on what they're saying and not how they're saying it, if that makes sense. Often, I'll have you know, often singing an easy song like this one, so where the melody kind of repeats itself and it doesn't go too crazy, they end up being the most difficult to sing because you've got no crutch and you've got to really focus on the storytelling rather than going, okay, I'm going to show off everything that I've got and my voice will just do what it does. You've really got to focus on, okay, how am I going to bring across this rather simple melody and still not make it boring? And obviously with 7 of them, they've got the opportunity to, pass the melody around, which keeps our interest as well. And they're doing a great job of expressing the lyrics and things. I mean, if I'm honest, they look pretty chilled. I will admit, they look like they're really, they've been on holiday for a couple of months, or I don't know, maybe they've been training. Who I've got no idea, but they look pretty chilled in this performance, I must admit. And why not? Actually, this is going to be my technique deep dive. I want you to think about singing as not necessarily being as difficult as you make it out to be. What often happens is when you start your singing journey, it's quite a challenge. You're thinking about, where does my jaw need to be? What does my tongue need to be doing? What note am I singing? What is a note? What is this sheet music? There's so many different things to focus on. So once you've kind of gotten over that hurdle of, oh, okay, this is a scale, and I know where that sits and I can sing it and I know that I'm singing in tune and I double check it with my software and everything. And then when you know a couple of songs, it's allowed to be easier. Yeah, just let that sink in for a moment. It is allowed. I give you permission for it to be easier. So what I'm meaning there is in the beginning, when you're learning something new, it can be quite a lot of effort. And say the effort number right at the beginning is like a 9 or a 10. And as you start training, you'll notice, oh, okay, this isn't as hard as last week. Oh, in a month's time, that's not as hard as it was a month ago. And after a year, oh gosh, this is feeling like pretty easy. And what happens is singers will then go after a year, oh, well, that's like feeling a little bit easy. God, maybe I'm not trying hard enough. And then they'll go to level 11. But that's not always necessary. Allow it to be easy for you. In your practice this week, I want you to think about going back to a song that you maybe started singing a couple of years ago or even a month ago, even a week ago, and really going back and looking at the change that's happened and the progress that you've made, and trying not to go, okay, I need to feel the same way that I did right at the beginning. Because you'll notice that when you kind of let go of all that shit, you end up singing a lot better. And when you allow yourself to kind of not try as hard, your voice is more resonant. It actually carries further, and you'll find that your vibrato might even come in if that's something that you've been working on. Because all those things, resonance, presence of the voice, posture, vibrato, they all have to do with a certain amount of relaxation as well. Because I'm not going to be able to vibrate when I'm like this. Yeah. So chill the fuck out and give it another go. Before this video ends up being like talking time with Zoe, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. It has been an absolute pleasure to look at all three parts of the BTS Tiny Desk concert. And you guys have given me so many suggestions, but I still want to keep them coming. Let me know down in the comments. What is your favorite live performance? Have an awesome rest of your day, everyone. Keep singing. You are doing amazingly, and everyone has the ability to learn to sing. You're all incredible. Thank you so much. You just like made my day, guys. I love this. I love this shit. Have an awesome day. Ka kite anō.